This is Menkari Australia. Breaking news.
This is Menkari News Australia, and we've got breaking political news out of Canberra. Former Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce has quit the National Party after 3 decades. He's now sitting as an independent, but says he's strongly considering joining Pauline Hanson's One Nation. This is a seismic shift for regional politics, and it's sending shockwaves through the coalition. Here's what Joyce told reporters just moments ago outside Parliament House.
You just got to get to a point where you either live in sort of bitter recrimination and continue on with it, or you get out of it. And I think that's what I'm doing today, is I'm getting out of it. It's the right of the party to pick their leaders, and you've got to respect that. And if you can't have an effective working relationship with them, then it's your responsibility to your nation and what you do to either get out of the building or to find a more effective way to do your job. And I suppose that's what I'm doing today. I don't pretend to be a sort of a Delphic oracle of what happens in the future. I don't know. You just try to do the best. But it's after 30 years in the National Party, it's certainly not a decision I took lightly. It's not as if I fell over at the first hurdle. I've been trying to work way through this for a long period of time, say a couple of years, and I've just, there seemed no real resolution to the breakdown in the relationship, and therefore the smartest thing to do is move on.
He said the decision came after years of a deteriorating relationship with party leadership, specifically National Party leader David Littleproud, who Joyce says directly asked him to leave twice. Joyce won't recontest his New England seat at the next election. That was already confirmed, but he'll serve out his current term as an independent. And here's the kicker. He's openly weighing up a Senate run with One Nation in New South Wales. Joyce said, quote, "I'm certainly considering that, strongly considering it." He didn't rule out other options, including business ventures outside politics entirely, but One Nation appears to be the frontrunner. Let's put this in perspective. Barnaby Joyce has been a National Party member for 30 years. He served as Deputy Prime Minister, held multiple ministerial portfolios, and was one of the most recognizable faces of regional Australia in federal politics. But his relationship with current leadership has been fractured for years, and he's been sidelined. Joyce says he hasn't been called on to ask a question in Parliament for the last 18 months. He described his position bluntly. When they talk about generational change, that's code for get out of here. Joyce also pointed to a massive political shift happening across Australia and globally. He cited data showing that in 1975, 102 out of 127 seats were won on primary votes. Last election, just 11 out of 150. He says minor parties and independents are reshaping politics everywhere, from France to the UK to the United States, and Australia is just catching up. And he dropped this line: "There are now more One Nation members in Tamworth than National Party members." That's his hometown. That tells you everything about where he thinks the political winds are blowing. So what does this mean? For the Nationals, it's a public fracture. Barnaby Joyce is a household name, and his departure, especially to One Nation, raises serious questions about the party's ability to hold its regional base. National Party President Mackenzie said Joyce has trashed his legacy by leaving. Joyce responded by saying he's not kicking New England with him as an independent, he's stepping aside and leaving campaign funds for the next candidate. For One Nation, this is a massive win. Landing a former deputy PM gives them legitimacy and media oxygen heading into the next election. And for the coalition more broadly, Joyce says he thinks they'll struggle to win the next election, and that the Senate, where numbers will be tight, is where he can have more influence. Joyce also criticized the coalition's obsession with winning back Teal seats, saying it's cost them regional and rural voters who've drifted to One Nation and independence. So what happens next? Joyce says he's still weighing his options, but a Senate run with One Nation looks increasingly likely. He's expected to make a final decision in the coming weeks. For now, he'll sit as an independent in the House of Representatives until the next election. This is a story that's going to define the next political cycle, and we'll be tracking every development as it unfolds. I'm bringing you verified updates as they come in. This is Minkari News, Australia. I'm Michelle Badia.
You've been listening to Flashwire, powered by redminkari.com, where facts still matter and stories still mean something. If you believe in independent journalism with impact, hit subscribe and share this episode. Your support keeps truth alive.
Breaking. Verified. Australian. When the story breaks, we don't wait. We verify, explain, and bring you the facts straight from the source.
Now, Optus has clearly failed here. Optus have failed to put safety first.
Company Optus and its parent company Singtel offer commercial
discussions based as friends and trusting. And part of our discussions, informally as well as formally, has been
together. To be honest, so many countries that you wouldn't have even thought of it, and they came together. The world has come together.
Now, we do need to draw a line in the sand when it comes to the protests that we continue to see in this country.
The Flashwire is your rapid response breaking news podcast, a stripped down, adrenaline-paced bulletin that drops minutes after major stories break. It's designed for listeners who want accuracy and speed, not noise. Think of it as the audio equivalent of a newsroom's red alert light turning on. Each episode runs under 5 minutes, short enough to drop between scrolls, but packed with verified updates, eyewitness info, expert sound bites, and a forward look at what happens next. No spin. No filler. Just what you need to know and what comes next.